Bills, Dolphins, Thursday night football, and we got two best bets. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more NFL football. That's right, week 2 has arrived. We got the Bills and Dolphins in an AFC East showdown on Thursday night football. So we got a lot to talk about with that game, but real quick reminders, all week 2 game bets will be out late Thursday night, and then all of our favorite NFL player props for week 2 will be out late on Friday night. So stay tuned for those. But we have a giveaway. That's right, we have a giveaway thanks to Outlier. We are going to give 2 people 1 free month of Outlier, and here's what you got to do to win. All you have to do is like the video and leave a comment below. We will pick 2 random people, and we'll let you guys know, and then we'll get you that free month. And if you don't know much about Outlier, guys, it's been one of the most helpful tools I've ever used with sports betting. It saves you a ton of time. One-stop shop for everything. I've mentioned it many times before. And obviously that link is always below in the description, so click on that and try to get your free trial. And if you're someone who's serious about this and wants to do it long term, this is a huge tool to help you out with all different sports. So anyways, leave a comment, like the video. We'll give 2 people a free month. But I'm ready to get into it. That means we start out with the NFL fun fact. Here we go. Only 3 NFL players have caught a touchdown pass in the NFL. That would make sense. After the age of 40. First one, Jerry Rice, of course. He actually had an 8-catch, 145-yard performance as a Seahawk. That's right. There's 2 other ones. Can you name them? The answer will be after the bets recap at the end of the video. Hint, it's going to surprise you. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap Monday night because we haven't done that yet. We'll recap those 2 bets real quick. And if you want to know our full entire recap and a breakdown of all of our bets and how many units we're up and down and all that, that's always on Sunday night when we talk that Monday night football game. And then we're going to preview the Bills and Dolphins game, give out our 2 best bets, and then I also have 2 other leans that didn't make the card, but just kind of want to talk through them with you. So, you know, maybe it gives you guys an idea, or maybe you want to tail one or whatever it is. And then we'll, of course, end it with the bets recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below, help that algorithm, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, as we are only a few away as of right now from 28,000 subscribers. All thanks to you guys. We really appreciate it. So let's get it started, and that means it's recap time. All right, there's the recap from Monday. Brock Purdy under 32.5 pass attempts. The game did not go the way I thought it would, and we still cashed this bet. He had a 2-minute drill in the end of the first half, which just kind of killed us. And he was able to pass easy and often. He did not get a lot of pressure on him. The Jets defense was horrendous, but he still went under this thanks to being a blowout in the fourth quarter. And speaking of the Jets, +4, terrible bet. Absolutely terrible bet. I believed in the Jets defense. I thought they'd be one of the best in the league, and they got absolutely manhandled by the 49ers. Their defensive line did. Everything was just ugly. You can blame the offense a little bit, but the defense was just really bad. I mean, the time of possession was crazy in favor of the 49ers. So 1-1 split, 9-6 total in week 1, up 0.03 units. We're going to take it, and we're going to call it profit. That's right. But that's the recap from Monday Night Football. And now it is time for Bills versus Dolphins. All right, week 2 starts with a great game in the AFC East where the Miami Dolphins host the Buffalo Bills. Miami is -2.5 with a total of 48.5 points in this one. Let's talk some notes and trends before we get into our best bets and our leans. The Bills, to be frank, I mean, they've been the Dolphins' daddy. They just absolutely have. They have won 11 of their last 12 meetings, which is insane. Their only loss was a 21-19 loss when they out-yarded Miami 497 to 212 and lost that game. So the only loss in 12 meetings was a game they absolutely dominated. This is the first time the Dolphins have been favorites over the Bills since January 2021. But the Dolphins, 7-2 against the spread, as a 2.5 point or more favorite last season. Both teams, as you know, in week 1, snuck out with a win at home. Didn't play their best game, but still got the victory. Some quick injury notes. You guys might already know Raheem Mostert is out. As of right now, Devon Achane is going to be a game time decision. He's on my fantasy team, so I need that to be a playing decision. And then Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Phillips on the defense of the Miami Dolphins are both questionable. I think Ramsey's going to play, but just something to keep an eye on a short week. And then Milano, the heart and soul of their defense, still out, obviously on the IR. He didn't play week 1 and all that. So, you know, if I had to pick a side, I like Miami, but to be honest, the dominance of Buffalo in the head-to-head matchup, and sometimes that matters quite a bit. I know as Seahawk fans, when the Rams crush us all the time, sometimes a team just has your number in the division. But anyways, I got two best bets. The first one is an actual 1-unit play for me. Give me James Cook over 18.5 receiving yards at minus 113 on FanDuel. I absolutely love this bet. So last week, James Cook, 3 catches for 32 yards flying over this line. And to be honest with you, he got 3 targets and 3 catches. I think he gets more targets. I thought that was a low number for him. Ramsey and the Dolphins will match up better with these Bills receivers, in my opinion, assuming Ramsey plays. And I think we're going to see more screen passes, more dump-offs, things like that. For Josh Allen last week, everybody was open. I mean, he hit absolutely everybody. Hit like 10 different pass catchers. I don't think that's going to be the case, at least it won't be as easy like it was against the Cardinals, because they allowed everyone to be open except for the guy I wanted to be, Dalton Kincaid, of course. But it was also windy in Buffalo last weekend, not a huge passing game. Here it's going to be great weather. It's like 80 degrees at kickoff. So I just love this weekend and this matchup. So let's dive deeper into it with Outlier, of course. So let's go take a look at James Cook. And we're going to start right there in 2023. As we scroll down, we can see he's gone over this in 10 of 19 games last season. And as you can see there, he's actually had 42 or more receiving yards in 5 of those games. And then if we go to head-to-head, which you can also see as well, he went over this in 1 of 2 games versus Miami, with that 1 miss being 16 receiving yards, as you can see. And then if we go over there to the right, it shows the rankings right underneath the line movement and all that. Versus running backs. Dolphins ranked 19th in receiving yards to running backs last season. And then if we scroll down even more, this is what's great about Outlier, guys. There's so much info to help you out. So we can look at target share now. So obviously, as you can see, target share was with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. 44.3% of targets are off the board now, because those 2 guys are not on the team, obviously. I think we're getting a buy low spot here. I think the running back is going to be, in James Cook, going to be a big recipient of a lot of those targets this year, even though we only got 3 in the first week. Like I said, I like this matchup a lot better for him to get more. But I just like it. Cook, I mean, had 3+ targets in 14 of 19 starts last season, 4+ targets in 7 of his last 11 games. And remember, he was used a lot more in that second half of last year because of the offensive coordinator change and all that. He averaged last year 10.1 yards per catch last season. I mean, if he just averages that, guys, we're just going to need 2 catches. That's all we need, because he's pretty explosive when he gets the ball. In week 1, he averaged 8.6 yards per catch. If you know James Cook, you know he is a receiving back. This is a very low number for a receiving running back, and I think Josh Allen's going to have to take care of the ball and dump it off more, and I think they get some screen game going and things like that. So I just need probably 2 to 3 catches for this one to cash, but I think he gets even more looks than that. So give me James Cook over 18.5 receiving yards. If you can only get it at 19, I absolutely love it there. I think he should definitely get 20 or more. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets 30 or more receiving yards like he did in week 1. But that's my first best bet. Now let's go to a half-unit play as my second best bet, and it's Mr. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown at minus 110 on FanDuel. Again, this is a half-unit play for me. I know it's a quarterback, and you think minus 110 on a quarterback. He's not, guys. He is a goal line back. He is the number 1 goal line back for the Buffalo Bills. You already saw in week 1, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. But now let's dive deeper into his numbers as well on Outlier. And his rushing touchdown numbers have been crazy. But last season, as you can see right there, he scored a touchdown in 14 of 19. If you don't know, this is not passing touchdowns. This has to be a rushing touchdown for him. So 74% of the time, he scored a touchdown. Pretty impressive. And now if we look at away games last year, he scored in 6 of 8 away games, as you can see right there on the chart. And he's already got 2 rushing touchdowns in week 1 this year. I mean, he's just an absolute beast. He is very hard to stop. He's just like a fast linebacker bulldozer coming at you, and nobody wants to get in his way. And he, like I said, handing it off to James Cook at the goal line is not necessarily their favorite thing to do. They would rather have Josh Allen take care of it. So he's been on a roll. But also, as you can see over there on the right, for what it's worth, Dolphins versus quarterbacks ranked 24th in giving up rushing touchdowns to them last season, when they allowed 5 rushing touchdowns to the quarterback position. And then just under that chart, as we see there on the left side, there's going to be a little insight. As you can see right there, Josh Allen has exceeded a half a touchdown in 6 of the last 8. I mean, 8 of the last 9. I don't know what I'm saying. 8 of the last 9 games. And by the way, these insights are all over the main page with all different players, all different teams. I mean, they tell you a ton of different hit rates, trends, things like that. So just something to keep in mind. But that was a nice little insight. And then if we go down even more, guys, this is crazy. If we go to red zone rush attempt percentage, Josh Allen, this is why you don't think of him as a quarterback when you bet this. He led the way with a 32.7% share percentage at the red zone. These are in the red zone within the 20-yard line, and these are rush attempt percentage. He is the number one guy. And Bills, obviously, after that, they have a team total of 23.5 points. The books and most people are expecting them to at least score about 3 touchdowns. And if they score 3, I think Josh Allen gets one of them. And I don't think it's going to be that hard for him because he's an absolute beast when it comes to rushing touchdowns. So that's what I got. Give me James Cook over 18.5 receiving yards as a 1-unit play, and then Josh Allen anytime touchdown as a half-unit play. Those are my 2 best bets for Thursday Night Football. But of course, I can't just end it with that because I had a lot of ideas on this one. So I got one more lean for you that I want to go over that almost made the card, and it's Mr. Tua. Tua under 265.5 passing yards. I saw this in the 270s earlier today, and that's why it was probably going to be a best bet, but it's been dropping already. He was under this in 10 of 18 starts, under in 4 of the last 5 games versus the Bills. And the reason this is a tough matchup, if you know anything about the Bills, they do a lot of 2 safety looks. So if they have 2 safeties out there, they are going to make sure that you just dink and dunk them all the way down the field, but they do not want to get beat deep. And they especially don't want to get beat deep when they play the Miami Dolphins, and they know how to play them. Like I said, Tua under in 4 of the last 5 games versus this Bills team. You saw Kyler Murray, obviously different offenses, different quarterback, but he had like under 175 yards passing in week 1. If he's not going to get his 60-yard bombs to Tyreek Hill, this is a pretty high number to go over. Obviously, he could always hit Tyreek Hill on a wide receiver screen, and he could take off. And you know what? If he does that, he does it. But I don't think short passes alone are going to get the job done and go over 265.5. So again, that's not an official bet or anything like that. I'm just pondering it. It almost made the card. Just want to kind of talk through that with you in case you guys like it. So that's all I got for Thursday Night Football. But before we wrap it up, let's check out the recap. All right, there's the 2 best bets for Thursday Night Football. James Cook over 18.5 receiving yards, the 1-unit play, and Josh Allen anytime touchdown for a half-unit. But before we get out of here, we got to answer that trivia question. Fun fact from the beginning of the video. Who are the 2 other guys to catch a pass in the NFL after the age of 40? It is Brett Favre and Tom Brady. I'm sure you didn't know that. I had no clue. They caught their own pass, obviously, off a deflection. Just thought that was interesting. But thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button. MLB Best Bets video will be out later tonight. And then, of course, we got our NFL Week 2 game bets coming out Thursday night and our favorite player props for Week 2 coming out on Friday. Leave a comment below to be eligible for that Outlier giveaway as well. But thanks for watching again. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.